pastors go to, well, never mind.
All right. All right. So we are recording and go ahead and get our little disclaimer out of the way. Uh, this meeting is not intended to be for financial or tax advice. I am a wealth strategist, not a financial advisor or a tax specialist. For those type issues, please consult with your financial advisor or your tax specialist. We teach wealth strategies, how to secure your legacy and your wealth through physical assets such as gold, silver, platinum, palladium, and even real estate. All right, so we got that out of the way. Now, where to get started? First things first. All right. So if y'all see me looking to the right a little bit, I'm looking at my computer screen. I've rearranged my office a little bit. My camera's sitting to the left of me. And I'm going to try to remember to keep looking at the camera, but occasionally I do have to glance over here at my keyboard to see what's going on. Right.
Okay.
So, uh, and by the way, that sign is true right there. It says retired under new management. See spouse for details. I bet y'all can't guess who bought me that when I retired.
Let me think.
All right. So now, the first thing I want to talk about is going to be our 7K 2025 kickoff. It is January the 11th. We are going to have a wonderful venue here in Gulf Breeze, Florida. Now, there are going to be 31 different venues around the country here in the United States alone. Uh, and we're doing a virtual kickoff. There'll be wonderful training. There'll be in-person training. If you have the ability to make it to ours, it's going to be at Lilo's uh, Tuscan Grill right on the bay of Pensacola, and it's a beautiful venue. I posted the information about it on our Telegram page. But if you have the ability to attend and you're in, say, Southern Louisiana, Mississippi, uh, Alabama, uh, Georgia, those states within 2.5, 3 hours, we already have some people that are registering to come in from out of state. So if you can, please attend and make it a mini vacation. You can come in on a Friday night, have our meeting. It only will last 3 or 4 hours in the morning on Saturday. You'll be free by noon. And you can take a short drive. It's about a 3 mile drive across the Pensacola Bay Bridge back into Pensacola. And beautiful downtown Pensacola is really something to see. They've done a wonderful job of revitalizing it. We have Palafox Street. They have an open market there on weekends on the boulevard section of it, and also down in one of the park areas. There's about 10 to 12 blocks there that's been beautifully restored with all types of shops, boutiques, and restaurants. And then we have the old Seville quarters. It's much like the French quarters of New Orleans. It's one of the oldest portions of our town, and that too has been restored and just a beautiful place to visit. We have the pier down there to where all the high-end yachts and sailing ships are, and a viewpoint at the very end of the street that you can look out over the Pensacola Bay. Now, if that's not your cup of tea, so to speak, uh, when the meeting is over, you can take a little 2 mile drive across the Santa Rosa Sound Bridge, and you end up immediately on the boardwalk of Pensacola Beach. So you can get some beach time in. And we are in this part, we are well known for our sunsets. I'm telling you, every afternoon, if you go onto the web and you Google Lilo's Tuscan Grill, they have some pictures taken there and they show it off. We have some of the most beautiful sunsets in the world there. The sun actually puts on a show there every single afternoon. Uh, it is it's just gorgeous, the colors at sunset, and it's over emerald green waters and white sand beaches. So it's really never tiring. And each night is a different show. You never get the same results. So it's a beautiful place to be. And if any of y'all want to come in from out of state, be more than glad to see you there. Okay. Now, about one thing about the event is that guests are free. Members are $10 at the door. First responders, if you show up in uniform, you are free. Okay, so that covers any first responder, police, paramedics, fire, sheriff's departments, uh, whatever. First responders are free. There's no charge for them. There will be light snacks served uh, in the morning. Of course, it starts after everybody should have already had breakfast and it's before lunch, so it's kind of in between. So there would just be little light snacks uh, for people, just courtesy snacks. All right. So let me show, and I'm going to start sharing my screen, and I'm going to show people how to register. And that way, if they're watching this on the recording, they will be able to actually see how to go in and register. Okay. Thought I already had that page open. All right. So are y'all seeing my page now with the 7K on it? Okay, great. So what you would do is you come over here where your dashboard is over here on the left-hand side, and you're going to scroll down to where it says events. Once events open up, you will find the 7K New Year's kickoff, and you will start seeing where they are. That is our annual convention, but it starts on the second one right here. This one's in Parker, Colorado, Bossier City, Louisiana, Portland, Maine, Linden, New Jersey, Romulus, Minnesota, Chicago, Georgia, Canada, Gulf Breeze, Florida. That is us. Okay. So you will come down there. You will go to event details. Once you open up event details, you will notice that there is no charge because the charge will be at the door. 7K will not be collecting these funds. You simply add to cart and they will know that you're there. It's going to be there. Okay. That enables us to have a head count to know what to prepare for as far as refreshments and things of that nature. Okay. So real easy. Just go to events, scroll down until you find Gulf Breeze, Florida, then click on it and then go to buy tickets. And of course, if you're going to have guests or several people with you, you just simply hit the plus button here to roll it up to the number of attendees that you're going to have. Okay. Now it's not allowing me to do it because we are host. So, but y'all should be able to complete the rest of the thing. Okay. Now, I want to share something with you. We got that out of the way. I want to share something with you that I think is very important. I ran across this in some of our documents in our back office. And I think I may have posted it on our Telegram page, but if I haven't, I will. And this is a portion of one of those articles, but I think this sums up what our thought process should be and what should be in our heart anytime that we're speaking to someone about 7K. And I'm going to read it to you. And I made myself a note when I sent this to me or to myself that this really should be our creed. This should be the way that we feel about this. It says 7K associates must be transparent, truthful, and avoid making statements that could be interpreted as offering investment advice by comparing precious metals to securities, or promoting 7K as a security, i.e., a way to make money primarily from the efforts of others. That's not what we do. Okay. 7K gives the average collector and coin enthusiast a way to make a little extra money when 7K sells products to its consumers. Okay. We refer people to 7K. Okay. We don't sell them the gold and silver. 7K sells them the gold and silver. This line I extremely love. This sums it up in a nutshell right here, the very end of it. I couldn't have worded it better myself. If I don't know exactly which one of our 7K board members or our management team wrote this, but I mean, it says it precisely the way it should be. Success depends on their own personal efforts to share 7K with others and to build, train, and lead another a team of other like-minded associates. I'm going to read that one more time. Success depends on their personal efforts to share 7K with others and to build, train, and lead a team of other like-minded people. That sums it up right there. If you want to know, and some people ask this all the time, how are you so successful, or how are you doing it? That's it. That's it right there in a nutshell. I mean, those last 4 to 5 words is exactly what you have to do in order to be successful in this. I see people that struggle year after year, week after week, and they say, well, I can't sell. Don't sell. Does it say sell in here anywhere else? I think I missed that other than what 7K sells as a product. You're not selling. 7K is selling, correct? Success depends on their own personal effort. That's going to be your personal effort to share. You're going to share 7K with others, and you're going to build, train, and lead. That's what you're going to do. You're going to build, you're going to train, and you're going to lead a team of other like-minded associates, other people that understand the value in owning physical assets of gold and silver. It's just that simple. So I wanted to get that out there, and I just thought that was a tidbit that I ran across today in my reading that just really struck a heartstring with me today. And I hope that it everybody that's listening to this later, the recording and the ladies that we have on tonight, that it resonates with you, and you just think on it and meditate on it a while, and then you'll start to understand exactly how this can affect change in your life. Okay, the thoughts that we allow to come in our brain, and the thoughts that we think, uh, they are the things that actually materialize in the material world around us. You first have to dream. You have to have that dream. You have to have that concept. You have to have a plan, and then you put it into motion. But until it enters the mind, you can never do anything with it. Okay. All right. So let's see. What was the next thing I wanted to go over tonight? Oh, I apologize. I know now. All right. So let me go back to my 7K screen right here, and we're going to go back to the dashboard. Now, this is cut and tucked away in a peculiar. Boy, that was hard for me to say right now. It's till it's getting late. All right, so in a peculiar place, it's not where you would expect to find it. Okay, so a lot of people always ask, how do I rebut people saying, or how do I counter people saying, well, this is just a pyramid scheme? Yeah. Have you ladies ever run across anybody? I'm sure you have, but have you, just let me know. Have you ever run across anyone that said, well, that's just a pyramid scheme when you're talking to them about 7K metals? Yep. Thumbs up, Janice. Eve, have
Sure.
you had?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
Okay. So let me show you how and where to find the information on that you can share with them that proves beyond a doubt that it's not a pyramid scheme. For one thing, I always tell them that something that they don't actually list in this, and I put it to them this way. Most pyramids require a certain amount of purchase a month in order to uh, be involved in it, right? You've got to buy a certain amount of product a month. With 7K, that's not required. You don't even have to get the autosave if you don't want to. Another thing I tell them is that if you owned a company and 80% of your employees did not work, they just didn't refuse to work, and only 40% of them worked, how long would you stay in business and would the company grow? Well,
Mhm.
the totally obvious answer is it wouldn't grow and you wouldn't be in business long, right? Well, that's the business model of 7K. Over 80% of our members do not participate in the profit sharing or in the share plan. Over 80% of them. But yet, in our second year, we were debt free. The end of second quarter of our third year, our growth went vertical and is still going vertical 8 years later. Isn't that amazing? That's unbelievable. A pyramid could not survive that long or live under our structure because they depend on somebody else doing the work and only the top two or three make the money. We are as said in that creed that I told you we need to start living by, we are a company that works off of individual initiative. It is a merit-based company. It's what you put into it is what you will get out of it. It's merit-based, and I love that. To me, that's sound. That is actually biblical. Bible says that if you don't work, you shouldn't eat, right? So it's what you
Amen.
put into it.
Mhm.
So it's just that simple. Now, what I'm about to show you is like I said, in a peculiar place. So what you want to do is we're going to go down to the file vault. Now, you would think that something like that would be in the resources, but it's not. It's over here underneath compliance. I'm not exactly sure why they put it there. But first, if you want to make notes, you go to resources. I'm at, you go to file vault. I apologize. First step is file vault. Next step is going to be to compliance. And once you click on compliance, you'll find a lot of things there. And all of these are PDFs you can download. Now, you can download this PDF and share it with somebody. If somebody says, well, aren't you a pyramid? Said, let me share something with you directly from my company's vault that explains why we are not a pyramid. It's just that simple. You'll have it downloaded onto your phone or in your documents of your computer, or you can send them an email. You can send it in text. You can, you ladies are probably a lot better at this than I am of all your smart devices, but just get it to them. And here it is right here. We have the thing on associate policies and procedures, avoiding giving illegal investment advice, compliance do's and don'ts, a guide to navigating the pyramid scheme question. And there it is. It breaks it every bit down, step by step, to show why we are not a pyramid. Matter of fact, we are not a true multi-level marketing. Now, as you'll notice that it says that we have the appearance and when you go to read this, uh, it'll tell you that we have the appearance of being a multi-level marketing, and some of the assets that we have are similar, but we're not even that. We are a private club. There is nothing else like us in this world. One of the things Ryan Chamberlain, if y'all have been watching his training, I met him a couple of years before he even began to work with 7K in his current role. when he was still in politics here in the state of Florida. And he made the statement in one of our meeting. He says, this is not a typical multi-level marketing company. Nothing could be more true. We are not a typical multi-level marketing company because there's things that we do that they wouldn't even consider doing because it wouldn't affect their profit margin to the extent that they needed affected. Uh, it comes as a very big surprise until you get to know these co-founders personally that the profit margin isn't the primary thing that they're concerned with. That they like for the company to be successful. They want it to go on for generations. They are building and designing it to be a legacy company. And there I go again. I was getting to look at that camera. I'm used to looking at it over there. I apologize. But they are they are used to people are used to a business structure so that the company always is the first and foremost thing uh, within that structure. Its profit margin is top priority. 7K kind of flips that upside down. The members and our security and our wealth through physical assets is the top priority. Because they truly understand that without us and without that as the priority, they wouldn't exist. So it just makes sense to put the members first. Okay. So that it's just a thing of common sense and rationality. That's why they structured it that way. But this is where we find it. And it's a great read. I'd read over it several times. Uh, it talks about legal MLMs versus illegal pyramid schemes. See, it breaks all of those down in detail. Okay. And it tells exactly what we are and how we work. So this answers those questions. And most of this stuff I've got committed to memory. But if they need further, convincing, I'll say, well, just let me send you this document and you can download it. All right. Is that good stuff or what?
Very good.
All right. Had any of y'all known that this resource was available to you?
No, no idea.
All right. So
No,
it's all
sir.
there. I'm always directing people toward their training in their back office. We have so much available to us here. Uh, I'll tell you what, at my age, I could read through all of this stuff. And by the time I got to the end of it, it's so much there. I could start reading again and it would be like it was new to me because I'd already forgot it. So, I wish I could remember that cute little thing my daughter sent me the other day on Facebook Messenger. She says, Dad, you're really good at multitasking. You can start something, go a different direction, and forget it all at the same time. I think she knows her father.
That's funny.
Okay. Now, let's see. I think that may have been all that I actually had tonight for us that we were going to cover on the Zoom. I went over our meeting that's coming up in 2025, January the 11th. I also went over our back office where I wanted to bring people to show them how to register for that event, and also uh, the little tidbit that we had on multi-level marketing and pyramids. Uh, and yes, there is a world out there that has been so burned by pyramid schemes that they are gun shy, and I get it. I really do get it. So am I. Uh, when anybody ever comes to me and says, "Hey, look, I've got something I want to show you," my radar goes up, right? Uh, so there's a way just to pique people's interest. Uh, one of the best ways I've found to do it is I just tell people what I'm doing. I don't even, right up first, I don't even offer them the opportunity. I just tell them, look, man, I've been doing when people, how many times you greet an old friend and the first thing you say is, how you doing? And they'll say, fine. And they're going to recant, but Oh, how are you doing? Well, I'm doing great because I have found a secret. There's something I'm doing I really want to tell you about. Uh, I found a way to actually stack physical assets of gold and silver within my budget. And man, I am putting aside me some assets and then leave it at that. I'm through with it. That conversation's over with. Then you look up, next thing you want to say, well, how's the kids doing? You know, just leave it. You've done it. That's all you had to do right there. You drop that little nugget right there, that little tidbit. Trust me, if they're interested because they're seeing ads every day about gold and silver all over the place, everybody else is advertising for us. They're going to circle back around, especially if they get serious about thinking about it and they will come to you and say, hey, Prentice, what was that you was telling me the other day about you having gold and silver assets? How do you do that? It'll happen. Watch it. It'll happen. It's pretty cool stuff. Okay. All right. So we're going to stop the share and then we're going to have some little Q&As if y'all want to.